Hello friends, good afternoon everybody. Today we'll be doing the theory aspect of fondant. All this while we have been doing the practical things, but people keep asking a lot of questions, especially about fondant. Some people say my fondant is sweating, some say my fondant is cracking, some say my fondant is tearing. Today I just want to review to you the secret about fondant that you have to know as an upcoming baker and as a pro baker. You need to know all the secrets. If not, you will keep making a lot of mess about your fondant. Today I am looking out for a better place I will stay and do this beautiful video for you. So I decided to take a trip to Tinapa. Tinapa is in Calabar. A lot of you might be hearing about Tinapa. Today you're going to see Tinapa environment while we talk about our fondant. We are still on our way heading to Tinapa. So this journey is with me and you. We are going to do this together. Take care, stay tuned. Don't go out. Don't go away. Make sure you watch this video to the end. Love you. Progressive cakes and nourishment. Loves you so much. At least today you're seeing progress for the first time. This is her face, so this is my face, so my real face. Mixing your gelatin water. Make sure you don't add all immediately. Make sure you add it little by little. Make sure you add it little by little, little at a time while you turn. If you get a thick paste, please stop. One thing else you need to know about fondant, if it's very soft, this is water packed in upper. Okay, let's continue. Due to the ancients, a lot of things has been destroyed here. So these are the 14 tips you need to know about fondant. First, prepare your work surface, clean it very well. Don't allow any cake crumbs to be inside. Don't allow any cake crumbs to be seen around your work surface. Make sure everywhere is good. Make sure everywhere is looking nice. This inside Tinapa water pack. Make sure that your surface is very totally neat. Make sure that it's totally neat. Nothing should be seen around it. Nothing at all. Clean it very well so that when you're doing your fondant, there will be no dirty around the fondant, because fondant is white, especially when you're working on a white fondant. The next one is rolling out your fondant. Make sure, in case you have already prepared the fondant before now and you stored it in a refrigerator, you can also heat it up for at least about 5 minutes and mix it together. Please don't heat it more than 5 minutes so that the fondant will not melt off. This is the children pool, but right now everything is standstill. Everything is just stagnant because of the EndSARS protest. At least you can see the environment, how beautiful it looks like. Before now, it was a very happening place, but now it's looking so dry. Okay, let's continue. It is very good to prepare your fondant a day before you work on your fondant. It will give you a better result. It will give you a good and elastic fondant, especially when the fondant, when you are working on a fondant, something like wedding cake, birthday cake, prepare, please, if it's not an emergency cake, prepare it overnight, in the night before you sleep, with your correction in the morning, or you prepare it all before 2 days before. It will still be fine. All you need to do is touch it and you continue your work. If your cake is an emergency cake, still go ahead to prepare your fondant few hours before you start using it. It will help it so much. It's very important you do that. Prepare it hours before you start. About coloring, please, if you are coloring with fondant, please stop using powdered color. It's very bad to use a powder color for fondant. Don't use paper color from powdered color for fondant. It is not good. Don't use powder color for fondant. It is not good. You don't use liquid color, but use paste. Paste is the best color that will give you a best fondant. Please go for your paste color. The next one about knitting. Always knit your fondant very well before use. It's very important you knit your fondant very well before you use it. In case you're knitting it, knit it with all your strength. That's the work there. Knit it. If you knit it very well, it will give you a very elastic fondant. Your fondant will not tear, your fondant will not break. Everything will be very beautiful and it will come out nice. Another thing is all about the rolling. Rolling of fondant is a very good one that everybody needs to be very, very conscious of. Rolling of fondant, sometimes when you roll your fondant, you will see something like bubbles popping up. You can use something like pin or needle to pierce it across. Pierce it and roll it over so that it will not tear when you start placing it on your cake. Another thing you need to know about rolling, don't use your bare hand to carry your fondant. It will tear. Use your rolling pin to pick up your fondant and spread it on top of your cake. To the lonely environment caused by the NSAS protests. So we'll not continue our video in Tinapa because the place is so lonely, unsecured for security purposes. So I need to step out. Maybe we'll end this video around Marina Resort. Is another good area you can look out for. So the next thing I want to talk about is working on colored fondant. If you want to work on colored fondant, please stop using icing sugar. Stop using what do you call it? Corn starch to dust your surface. Always use what to call Crisco or vegetable chutney. That's what we call it. Always use that to rub on your surface and work on your colored fondant. When you want to work on white fondant, you can use your remaining icing sugar to dust the surface, or you use your cornstarch or corn flour to dust the surface before you start knitting it out. We are at Marina Resorts. So we'll continue our topic talking about fondant and how you can handle it and it will come out very fine and you'll have a beautiful result. In case you're working on your fondant and you notice that it is about tearing or it is giving you hard time and it is very hard, go ahead. If you don't have your gelatin water, you don't know how to get gelatin immediately and it's an emergency cake, just go ahead. If you have egg in the house, you have your solution at hand. Just go ahead, break your egg, separate it from the yolk, use the egg white bit by bit and keep on kneading till you get the texture you want. It will be soft and it will be very fine. You can still keep it to the next day. You can still also use it to that day to decorate. It will come out perfect and you will have a very, very sweet result. Let's continue. I'll be showing you a little view of what we have here at Marina Resort in Calabar. Follow me. Love you. Another thing we'll be talking about is crumb coating a cake before adding your fondant. Before you place a fondant on a cake, make sure you crumb coat the cake very, very well. How do you crumb coat? For fondant, you need a solid crumb coating, and the easiest way to get this solid one is mix your butter and icing sugar, mix it together, pick up your cake crumbs, few of it, mix together inside the butter, mix everything together. You will have a solid crumb coating that will help your cake look firm when you place your fondant. Next thing I want to talk about right now is why our fondant always tear. Why do our fondant always tear? Our fondant tear for this following reason. Either your fondant is very light or you did not knit your fondant very well. If you make your fondant please don't please don't economize anything. This aspect is something you need to put your hard work, so you don't need to economize. Your work will be so looking dirty. So please, you need to make sure you roll out your fondant very thick, so that when you place it on your cake, it will be there, and you even use your hand to smooth it out. Another thing I want to talk about is smoothing the cake. How do you smooth a cake? You smooth your cake with your bare hands. Either you use your bare hands and smooth your cake, or you go ahead and use your smoothing. thank God for smoothness. If you some people their bare hands always sweat, so you don't need to use your bare hand. All you need to use is a smoothness. Buy a smoothness. You can use two. You can use it to get your sharp edges. You can use it to get the side, the round shape to come out without any problem. Smoothness with habit. Some people are also okay, fine with their bare hands. You can also use your bare hands, and when you place it, use your bare hands smooth it out. I will also show you a little video where I smooth again, or a little picture about this smoothness. You can buy it at your cake shop about. The next thing we'll be talking about is how to cut out your excess after placing your fondant. After smoothing out all the edges perfectly, you need to use your pizza cutter. Some people use scissors. Please don't use your hand and tear. No, 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 no. You will make a total mess in your fondant. Just use your pizza cutter or scissors to trim out all the excess, and it will come out beautiful. When you are done, perfect. Please, when you are done, if you have a steamer, use it and take out any pieces of icing sugar around. It will even help it to shine out your fondant icing. But if you don't have, if you're working on a colored fondant, you don't have a steamer, it's very costly, I understand. My dear, let me teach you one secret. When you pick up your Crisco, that's vegetable shortening, use a little brush or a little foam, take it small by small and shine out your color fondant. You will see that it will shine out with the way you never expected it. So fondant is very easy if you understand how to handle it. But one thing else I want to show you is that you go to my video, check out my fondant recipe. If you have any question, feel free to ask me. I will always be there to answer your question and advise you the best way to solve that problem. Don't say, this fondant is so bad, I cannot continue. You will leave that one and go and buy another one. Things are very costly. So you need to, I know the way you can manage that one that you felt is bad already. I can advise you and you manage it better. Check out my fondant recipe. Check out how I decorated my different cakes with fondant and also butter icing. Butter icing is the one that is going around right now. Everybody wants my cake butter icing. I want my cake with butter icing. Fine and good. You can still make a perfect butter icing if you understand how to handle it. Check out my wonderful videos and enjoy it as well. Thank you so much for watching all those videos. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for following us all through this year. Thank you so much, Progressive Cake. Love you so much. Bye bye.